Welcome everybody, and today we are going to be talking about something amazing. And welcome to this place of meditation and Kirtan. So we're going to do a wisdom talk today with Acyuta Gopi, and honestly, it's one not to miss. So I'm really happy everyone is coming in right now, and I can see we've got Karishma, we've got Dia, we've got Angela, we've got who else have we got? Kamala Kant, you're on as well. And also, right now, I'm going to be seeing where do we have our friend. There she is. I can see her. She is coming on now. Acyuta Gopi. So while we just can, hey, Acyuta Gopi, how are you? Fantastic. Let's just pin this on here. And welcome everybody. I'm going to put Acyuta Gopi on Facebook. Two places at once. My God, we're getting comments coming through, people joining on. So thank you. So first of all, everyone, I am so honored to have you today, coming to discuss this most important topic that's really close to my heart. And I know to Acyuta Gopis as well. And that is Kirtan and the essence of mantra meditation. For those that don't know Acyuta Gopi, I'm going to say, where have you been? Right? She is a person that, she is an inspiration for a lot of us that are in the Kirtan scene. She travels the world. She gives inspirational Kirtan talks as well as doing not just talks, but Kirtan, the music itself. And she's also an author. Did you believe? And she's also released a lovely book, which we may tap into in a bit as well, which is called, what is the name of the book again? Prema Mala is the book. So we'll be talking about that as well. So without further ado, I know you're sharing, I'm sharing on things. So just checking, everything all right your side with Facebook?
We're good. We're set. Everything's good on my side. I'm happy.
So yeah, like regards to how are you and how is New York right now in this time?
We're moving back in, I think. We're starting to reopen, trying to phase back into being somewhat normal. But I kind of like the abnormal.
It's quite different, isn't it? Right now, it's like it's put us in a type of time where it's unprecedented. It's unprecedented for our leaders. It's unprecedented for all of us. Like when I speak to people, they say we didn't, this is like different even to like what happened in the Second World War, what happened in the First World War, all this type of, these type of restrictions they've had. It's just made me appreciate a bit more about freedom. I don't know about you. What's your thoughts on that?
I feel like it's kind of made me dive deeper into Bhakti philosophy as a whole. Just the idea of we all think that we're in control of so many things, our job, our lives, our schedule, whatever it is. And then just when we think we've got everything mapped out, then who could have predicted a global pandemic that would have the entire world trying to adjust? And then, of course, it's how do we adjust? How do we cope with all of this? How do we find our equilibrium through it all?
Yeah, one thing as well that I noticed that's been really amazing in this time, we see humanity at its best and humanity at its worst. And one thing that I've really been amazed with is this type of raising their vibration through mantra music. So people doing a lot of mantra meditation. We've got so many, a Festival of the Holy Name came out. They really amazing. If anybody hasn't seen it, go on their site. It's still there on Facebook. Kirtan Fest Global. They went to India. They went to Bangladesh. They're going to be in UK, then Russia. So it's like, and with the US sometime. So all these type of individuals right now as well, just recently between 2 p.m. and 5 p.m. UK time, we've had a Japathon, so online Japa meditation. And I checked online, it was about just touching 1,000 people that were chanting. And so it's just amazing that what mantra meditation is doing to the world, you know. And you as a person right now, you have come from that background where Bhakti Yoga and Kirtan has been the heart and soul of your life. Can I ask about, because I know a lot of even in UK there's questions about, you know, how you got into this. But what was your background? How did you start with should we say coming into this Bhakti culture?
So I am born and raised, have never known anything else. My parents embraced Bhakti in 1974. So they saw Hare Krishna devotees, and eventually they went to the temple. And prasadam is one of the things that really drew them in.
Yeah.
Because we have a knack for creating really, really good food. So honestly, they were drawn in by prasadam and the devotees. And then they got a hold of Bhagavad Gita. And they had always been kind of questioning and talking to each other. What is this world about? Who is in charge of this entire thing? Because it seems like if you have no idea, everything seems very haphazard. Why are bad things happening to seemingly good people? What is going on? Where is the balance? Where is any of this going to make sense? And every single question for them was answered through Bhagavad Gita and the teachings of Bhakti Yoga. And they embraced it and never ever left.
That's amazing. And I just wanted to check before we carry on. I had a comment coming from Sonam Sharma on Facebook. She heard a bit of echoing. Can you just let me know if the echoing is fine? Just put a thumbs up, Sonam. It's okay. That'll be appreciated. I just want to just make sure that we get the quality right here as well. So this idea of Bhakti Yoga, which has come from birth for you, some of us may not been born into it. We've came to hear about it probably by you singing or somebody singing, and then we're like, wow, okay, this is something that really touches our heart. So in the bhakti culture itself, there's so many aspects, isn't there? There is deity worship, there is doing different services, and then of course there is chanting the holy names. In this case, we're using Kirtan, we're doing mantra meditation. So the first question I had, what was it that attracted you specifically to mantra meditation?
I think everybody feels great when they sing.
Yeah.
Whether you think you can sing or not, that's beside the point. But there's no denying that there is a shift when we sing. When we're feeling upset, if you sing a happy little tune, you feel better. When you're feeling afraid, if you start singing, somehow you feel better. When you're sad, people will join together and raise voices. You see it at vigils, funerals, everywhere. There's music everywhere. So to have a spiritual tradition so rich with a musical background and a musical component where you are able to now connect with divinity and really embrace your spirituality through song.
Yeah.
That was something for me that is invaluable. Gotcha. Even when I found myself in my teens kind of questioning, what if we're all wrong? What if somehow, through some weird stroke of whatever, we might all be wrong? I knew that I couldn't leave because there is no party like a Kirtan party. There was nowhere where I could find such a lasting positive effect as when I was in Kirtan with all of my friends. All of us coming together and singing at the top of our lungs. And it is something, it's a, for lack of a better word, it is a high that doesn't just subside once it's done. Doesn't have a half-life. It doesn't wear off and leave you feeling crashed and burnt out. It's one that lasts for years and years and years, and even beyond this lifetime.
Right. I'm getting people saying there's some echo on my side. Okay. So just checking. Let me know. I just seen a word, Radhika or somebody said that there's echo. So just check that it's okay. Thumbs up if it's all right. So this aspect of kirtan you're talking about right now, you know, when we are really trying to go deeper in, should we say, right now, like music, yes, it won't leave us. It won't, you know, it's something that will stay and will go, you know, like you're saying. But there's so many aspects of music that we have in life today. Like, for example, soul, R&B. We have other aspects of music. We have classical music. We have mantra meditation is one as well. So can I ask the question that if that's the case, why is mantra meditation a one that won't leave us? Like, there's other types of music that's there. Why should we take solace in mantra meditation and not, should we say, in rapping or whatever else?
So I had a conversation with my sister recently, and we were talking about an artist who had passed away.
Right.
And we were saying this artist made their music their life's legacy. And but now the artist has left that body. And in looking at the philosophy of Bhakti Yoga, we now come to understand that when you leave that body, there is an existence that continues afterward. So there is another life, there may be another body, all these things. And so we realize that wherever the soul of that artist is, they might not even like that type of music anymore.
Yeah.
And yet in the previous life, they spent their life making this legacy. But when we get into mantra meditation, mantra is something that transcends the body, transcends just this one lifetime. It is infused with spiritual potency. I think everybody, when they were younger, they love a good magic trick. And they tell you, here are the magic words. And for me, mantra meditation is exactly like that. The mantra is the magic word. This is where you find all of the magic contained in the universe. And as you begin to chant it, all of this magic begins to unlock and it starts to unfold in your life. And so the actual word mantra itself means to, man is the mind, and tra or trayate is to deliver or give shelter to or give protection to the mind. So we are all looking for ways to figure out how to deal with our minds and everything that's going on, and how to figure out how to just get our thoughts to just stop for a moment. And mantra meditation is exactly that. It is the cure. It is our protection. It is our greatest shelter.
Yeah.
And it can become our best friend if we let it.
Fantastic. So when we talk about shelter, so this is the part they say, take shelter in the holy name, right? We try to say, take shelter in this. So right now, another question. And by the way, guys, I'm asking the questions, but I know there's questions coming through and I will come to you. Shreya, I've seen your question. And also on Facebook, please do ask your questions. Mira, I can see you're checking and you're being our sound guru here. So just let us know if the two are okay. And if there's a problem, just let us know. We'll try and do. We might need to put a headphone in, maybe Acyuta Mataji, just for the Instagram. Then that way we don't have the two sounds, because I think that's what the echo is coming on. So right now we've got so many different mantras. You know, when we say mantras, okay, we've got a Hare Krishna mantra, we've got the Shiv mantra, we've got different mantras going on. So why is it that the Hare Krishna mantra is so, should we say, so attractive to you? Because that is one that you would chant more often, right? So what's it about that mantra?
I think of so many different mantras and temples and deities as, like, if you're gonna send a letter, you want to know who you're addressing your letter to.
Yeah.
And for me, out of everyone that I've ever heard about, everybody seems to love Krishna. Even Lord Shiva loves Krishna. So in addressing Lord Krishna, even then we see that there are so many different types of mantras. Even somebody was putting down in the comments, you have Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. And even with that, it's such a beautiful, beautiful mantra. And then somehow my mind gets caught up, and then I start thinking about other things, and then I'm kind of lost, and then what do I do? But for this particular time, for this particular age, for this particular century, this Hare Krishna mantra is especially powerful. It not only addresses Sri Krishna, but it addresses his energy. It addresses the divine feminine energy as well as the divine masculine energy. It's a balanced mantra where you've got both indicated. And in having that balanced mantra, it's almost like you get double the amount of benefit. You get double the power.
So okay, no,
so
double the benefit. Should we try
put an earbud in? Let's see.
Yeah, earbudding. Let's try the earbud. Okay, so guys, Facebook guys, hopefully it will just mean that we're just speaking, so you should be able to just hear just the two of us. Can you hear me okay? Can you hear me on it? Is it coming on?
I can hear you just fine.
Hey!
Yeah, I'm good.
So, like you said, it's got the male and the female aspect to the mantra, isn't it? Because you've got the Hare and Krishna. So this part's really good. And one thing for me personally that really stands out is that when we are doing mantra meditation, there is this aspect of wanting something, where this mantra itself has this innate aspect of how can I serve you? How can I it's like, instead of a selfish tendency, because I remember when I was at school or uni, I would go to one of the temples and I would say, hey, dear God, I'm going to put £10 in this donation box. Let me get the best results. And guess what? When I get good job, I'll give you £100 every year. Trust me. So it's like this type of thing that was built in, that I am doing this, but I'm getting something in return. But with the Hare Krishna mantra, it feels like the more we do, the more we want to serve, the more we want to help, the more compassion rises as a byproduct of us trying to connect to the divine. So I just want to hear your thoughts on that. You know, does that make sense?
It's totally a different mindset when you think about it, because normally we go to get something, but it's not an unnatural mindset. We don't always go to our parents and just say, oh, mom and dad, I just wish you could do this for me. And I wish you could help me out. And I only come and talk to you when I want money. Or, hey, I love you so much, I made you my favorite sandwich. And we don't find somebody that we're falling in love with, and then we say, hey, you know what, this is all great, but let's talk more about me. If we did that, it would never feel satisfying.
Yeah.
Because even though the other person is going to talk about us, if it's forced, if it's only ever focused on us, there's a lacking. We need that reciprocation. We need to take ourselves out of the center. And innately, we want to be able to do something to make someone else feel nice. So now, when we get to channel those tendencies toward the divine, the same reciprocation happens. So even though it may look as though we are praying constantly, let me just serve you. And it may look as though, well, what happens to us when we're just asking to do something to make God happy, to make the divine happy, to make something, spiritually happy? What happens to our actual needs? Because they don't just go away. We still have to live in the world and be a part of the world, even though we know our identities are linked to something more. But the reciprocative aspect of the divine is unlimited. just as everything else about our divine best friend is unlimited. So when we tap in to the divine and say, you know, I just want to serve you, seems like the divine, our best friend, runs back and says, I've just been waiting for this moment. Let me take care of you. Let me just take care of you. And the possibilities become endless.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. And actually here, Kamenia Devi said, everybody seems to love Krishna. I joined at the perfect spot. Thank you. I just thought I'd just highlight that. That's so nice. And there's a lovely saying as well. Sometimes from, I think it was Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj, when he said, when our desire to serve, what's the word? I'm trying to remember. Our desire to serve, it is greater than our ability to serve, then empowerment happens. It's like the Maha Mantra itself. The one thing I realize in my own personal life is sometimes we think, how the hell are we going to do all these different things? And when we start to take away this aspect of I, and just say, you know what, I'm just going to surrender. I'm gonna try, and somehow it happens. I just want to say to everyone here, it's not me. This is something that is, you know, empowerment happens when we really try to surrender. And this is the part in material life right now. What happens? We try to control, like you said at the start, you know, this whole world, we're trying, you know, we're not the controllers, but we try to control. We try so hard to control. But when we realize we're not the controllers and we actually try to surrender, which needs a little bit of less ego to surrender, then we can do it. Then it'll work. And I've always found that actual quote by Bhakti Tirtha Maharaj something that's really helped me in my whole life whilst I've been in Krishna consciousness, and I always try and remember that. So coupled with the Maha Mantra, it really, really helps. So thank you for sharing. It's so true, that point. I'm going to really take some, sorry, you're going to say something on that. I'd like to.
I mean, for me, I know it's not me. I was not a very good singer at 13, 14, 15 years old.
Really?
And yeah, yeah.
Guys, I think put a heart if you don't believe that. That's what I'm going to say it now on both the channels, in Facebook and Instagram. Put a heart if you do not believe that. Really?
Yeah. I wasn't very good. And I thought I wanted to be some sort of like pop star or whatever. And my parents were kind of worried because they were thinking, how is this going to happen? She's got these dreams, but we're not so sure. And it was not until Kirtan that everything kind of just fell into place. And I can say really, truly, it is only the potency of the holy name that does everything. That is the only reason that I can say that I'm a Grammy-nominated artist. Like when I'm young, I'm not like thinking that far ahead. Everybody goes, okay, these things are on your bucket list. But it's this is for Kirtan. It's for my divine best friend. And all of the best things in my life have only come about when I've surrendered to saying, okay, materially speaking, if I try to cut Krishna out of the picture, it never works out the way I think it's going to work out. In fact, it never works out at all. But the minute I include Krishna into it, you know, Srila Prabhupada says all of our characteristics, our qualities, everything we think we have, like so many zeros. But unless we add Krishna, Krishna is the one in front. We will be completely poverty-stricken until we add Krishna. And then all of a sudden, we are somehow empowered with everything wonderful.
Amazing. See, this is the power. So I really like that. And I just want to put one comment on that's come from Krish Sarma. Hare Krishna, Acyuta Mataji and Prabhuji. Acyuta Mataji, I'm really thankful to you. Whenever I listen to your kirtan, I literally felt like I'm connected to Krishna. Thank you so much. You know, Krish.
Thank you.
And Kamanea saying, I'm not calling you her a liar, but sorry, don't believe her. and I had a lovely one. Bhuvi 108. She writes, you are Radha Govinda's pop star, sis. Oh, she's
Yeah, that's Tribhuvannath. It's my friend.
oh, that's so nice. So we're getting some questions coming. I thought, and if there's any questions on Facebook, please do say. I'm just gonna go over to Instagram and just have a look. And we got a few hearts coming up, by the way. Destiny Riley, Ricky Gopal, Chris Zuka official. They're all saying, yeah, she's always been a singer from birth. When you came out, you were crying, singing and crying. That's what we said.
Well, yeah, I mean, my pediatrician did say that I had a very big mouth.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and the whole time he would call me Big Mouth. I was born premature, so I was really, really tiny. But he always said there's powerful lungs, so he called it.
No. Bless. So can I ask the question? It's come from Daddy Loba. He says, what's the best way to encourage others? Now we're talking about Kirtan, coming back to, because Kirtan is something amazing, and I know for you, it's your life. What's the best way to encourage others to facilitate Kirtans? Just seeing a little. It's stopped on. Let's just have a look. Might need to. This is the power.
Let's see.
Let's have a look. Okay.
Yeah, we're good on Facebook.
Facebook. Okay, you're back. You're back. You're back. We're here. I can hear you. Okay, no, I can't hear you.
So
why can I not hear you?
Let's see. Can you hear me?
Is it mine? It might be mine. Let me just check. I'm just checking. Testing.
Yeah, still can't hear you yet on Instagram.
Okay, I'm gonna go to manual resort. I'm just gonna check something. Just bear with me, everybody. Okay, just gonna change that up a bit. Okay, right. See, these things happen, guys. It's live, but it happens. Right, Acyuta Gopi, can you hear me?
So I'm thinking.
Let me just change this up a bit. Okay. All right, I think we'll try that. Let's try that. Can you hear me?
I don't know.
Hello.
I still can't hear anything.
Hello.
Let's see.
Guys, can online, can you just let us know if you can hear me or Acyuta on Instagram? Right.
Yeah, I don't think they could hear me.
Hello. I've just put you on Facebook on. I think
Same.
Okay, so we'll do that way, so we can hear. I've kept the headphone in, so they can just hear on that one as well. Okay, I'm just going to carry on. Okay, so
best way to encourage others. I think, and somebody put that to tomorrow. And it says, when your desire to serve is beyond your capacity,
yet
you act without hesitation. That is the moment empowerment occurs. And I think that is the best way to encourage others. Sometimes I think, what power do I have to do this? What power do I have to start my own Kirtan? Whatever the case. The key is still act without hesitation. And to try and do our best, like you said. I know there's an echo. Trying to fix that.
Yeah.
But one of the best things that I've seen is to be in Kirtan. Be in Kirtan. If you like to encourage others to facilitate Kirtan, start a Kirtan and stay for the entire thing. Like, don't get up and go eat prasadam. Don't get up and go to the bathroom. Like, take your bathroom breaks before. Set an intention and just say, okay, for the next hour and a half or hour, 2 hours even, we're all just going to sit here and we're just going to encourage one another. And the most amazing thing about that is it will uncover the jewels in your own community. It will uncover the rock stars hidden within your own community. And that is where the encouragement comes from. Then we all start to listen to one another. We start to chant with one another instead of the focus being on whoever is leading at the moment.
Let me just put this back on. The last part. Can you just say the last part so I can just hear properly?
That's it. So what I'm going to do.
Let's try this out. I've got two now devices in my head. One's for one's for. So guys, hopefully we can make this work. We just and just on Instagram, I'm just gonna look. I can see here some questions coming in. Voice not coming, Mataji. Okay, so
are we better on both fronts?
Yeah. So no. So I'm gonna take you off. I'll take you off Instagram and I'll add you back. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. And while we wait, and I'm just gonna try again, guys. Yeah. So no. So I'm gonna take. Here we goes. Okay. Let's see how this works. Okay.
And I will take the opportunity to try and connect better.
There we go. Let's try this. While you do that, I'm gonna just. Okay. All right, that's better. Let's try. Okay, are you coming on? It's a waiting for lowercase Gopi on my side. Let's. What we'll try and do.
So mine gets slightly delayed, so it'll tell me that I can join in a second.
Okay. So guys, while we're waiting for this, I want to ask you guys all a question. We're just getting Acyuta Gopi back on. What questions do you have that you want us to talk about? What is it that's really for you, for Kirtan, that you really thought, you know what, now is your opportunity to ask? What are those burning questions? And by the way, it can be whatever you want. We'll check them out and we'll get and look how cool I look with two pieces of wire sticking down now. I can hear you now fine. Brilliant. Yeah, good. Okay, perfect. Now look, I've got it all covered. It's all coming from my ears, so nobody's here. So thank you so much. I've just seen straight away. I'm looking at a few questions coming in, and I'll try and take from our Facebook as well. So there's a question here from Divya coming. How can we deepen bhakti within the mind? So that's quite. So how can we do that?
My favorite way to do that is by getting to know my best friend. I think if we're in Kirtan and we're singing all the time, and you have someone that you love to sing about, but then you don't supplement it with anything else, once you come in contact with that person, they're going to say, okay, well, now we've made initial contact, but do you know anything about me? And our answer is just kind of like, well, no. I mean, it sounds nice when I sing about you, and then that's it. It feels a little bit one-sided. So for me, reading really helps me to deepen my connection. I love reading about Krishna, finding out what he likes, what he dislikes, what his adventures are, how many different ways he can save the world and save his friends. And I take it as inspiration that he's going to do the same thing in my life. So I try to go and read and find out, okay, why? Why this mantra? Why this Krishna? What is it about him that the universe seems to like? Why? Why are we praying to this guy? And in reading about him, the more I read, the more I find that I fall in love and just want to know more and more and more. And that strengthens bhakti for me.
So so by reading and hearing the pastimes of Krishna. So if you had to choose, give some recommendations for people online that has helped you to deepen that love for Krishna, to help in your chanting, which books are really close to your heart? Which are the ones that, if you had to, you're going on a deserted island and you can't take everything with you, and I'm only going to say you can take 2 books, which 2 books would you take?
I have to say, there's Bhagavad Gita, of course, and there's Krishna book.
Yes.
I mean, Bhagavad Gita kind of starts in the middle of a story. And so once you read through Krishna book, you kind of get to understand what's happening. Why are these people upset? Why is Krishna talking to Arjuna? Who is Arjuna? What's going on? So Krishna book really helps with getting a full background story. And it's like our hero origins. You'll have these superhero origin movies.
Yeah.
And that is what Krishna book is for Krishna.
No,
so those are the 2 that I would not be able to live without.
I'm surprised you did not say Premamala, because then you could do that. I was just like, okay, she'll say one of the spiritual books and one that is close to her heart, Premamala. But no. By the way, guys, if you want to hear about the book itself, Premamala, please do. There's an actual site that you can go. It's mybook.to/prema. And I'll send that later on as well on stories on Instagram. For Facebook, you've got it scrolling at the bottom, so check that out. So on this basis now of Kirtan, personally for me, there's a question that came, and I think we'll put this on. It's quite a nice question from Eleanor, and she says, when during singing, a sense of self-enjoyment suddenly comes up in the mind. Example of thinking, I am singing so beautifully, means instead of attracting people to Krishna, sometimes we unintentionally trying to attract people to ourselves. How to deal with such contaminated thought during chanting? That's a very nice one, Bhakta Priya. Thank you for sharing.
The answer to that question for me is extremely simple. I am not one to say that I am above those thoughts, because those thoughts do come in for me all the time. And the thing that I've noticed the most is that the more I chant, the more Krishna kind of takes care of those thoughts. Because as soon as those thoughts come in and I start thinking, doing a really good job, I hope everybody is recognizing how good of a job I'm doing. It's normally at that point that the whole kirtan falls apart. It kind of flops, and then nobody else is interested, and the timing is off. You've got all these issues. The kartals are doing something funky. The harmonium no longer works. The microphones have feedback. It's like every odd thing that could happen usually will happen at that moment. And it just brings my mind back. It snaps it back into awareness. And I'm like, all right, I remember. I'm not in control of this. Got it.
Perfect. And so the aspect of it and Kirtan, like sometimes even ourselves will have this, like, oh, this person singing or that person singing. Oh, I will join this Kirtan. Oh, I don't know about that one. I might fall asleep in this one. I might do, I think I'll start dancing ecstatically in this one. So it's like our minds are conditioned in a way dependent on our own thoughts and behaviors and how our taste, should we say. One thing that comes to mind on this as well is there's that pastime, and I'll paraphrase just for time. There was a devotee that was a beautiful singer, and he was allowed to come and sing with the Lord himself, Lord Chaitanya, and they used to have their intimate kirtans. And he was a beautiful singer, but pride got to him with the way he was singing. And then one day, Lord Chaitanya said, no, you're not going to sing. I'm going to get this guy to sing. And actually, that guy that was singing, he was like, actually, when people say frog's voice, he actually had a frog's voice. But he was dancing in ecstasy. After he started singing, Lord Chaitanya was dancing in ecstasy and rolling around. And that's something that I think we as individuals need to take away, that just like how a swan can go into muddy water and then pick out pure milk, we as well as individuals, when it comes to spiritual life, need to learn to shift that pure gold and then try to take it. But sometimes all these type of material sides really get to us, doesn't it? I just want your thoughts on that, because it's true. We have pop culture. It could be some people that, amazing singers. We're like, yeah, we're going to follow them. So just on that, I think that's a really good question on. What does that
So for mantra meditation, these mantras are like direct conduits to specific personalities. So one point which is made often and importantly is that Krishna's name is completely non-different than Krishna. So when you call out the name Krishna, it's like he shows up, he manifests. So as we look at so many different deities and so many different renderings of the divine, you look at pictures, you look at so many different deities. When we think about people who are chanting, it helps to remember that Krishna is directly manifesting. He's going to appear. And would I sit in an assembly and tell Krishna that he doesn't look so great? Like, would I sit there and I'm like, you know, you look a little boring today? Usually the answer is absolutely not. So if we can keep in mind that no matter who is singing, no matter how they're singing, Krishna is choosing to manifest himself. If we can come to each of those kirtans with that mindset that I'm going to see my friend, he's going to show up, that alone should make us excited, no matter who is singing, no matter what tune it is. So it kind of takes out the thoughts of, you know, oh, this kirtan's muddy and this kirtan's whatever, because we wouldn't look at Krishna and go, not feeling it.
Yes. Such a good point. I like it. So it's like when we come into the kirtan, just think about coming to see Krishna or seeing the divine, whatever, instead of focusing more on, okay, this person's, I like that, you know. And actually in life, that's one thing. We try to put Krishna in the center, not ourselves. And when we do that, it can really evaluate. Thank you. So I've got a question from Sonam Sharma. She says, Dear Acyuta, how can we stop the material circumstances? Let me just get this out. Stop the material circumstances, especially the emotional tornadoes affect our relationship and connection with the holy name and the Supreme.
The sad truth is that the material circumstances are never going to stop. This is a place where there is happiness and distress. They come like seasons. They come like, so it's like asking, how do we get the monsoon season not to occur? Because then the streets get all muddy and then it's raining so much and then there's floods and everybody's inconvenienced and then people have to work from home and then all whatever. Or how do we stop winter from happening in Russia? It's kind of not possible. So the point is to find a way to chant through it. Find a way to connect it to our chanting. There is a monsoon. How can we use that to deepen our chanting? Whether we're thinking, oh, I need to get over this monsoon. But Krishna says, if I just chant his name, this whole world and all of my issues are like a monsoon flood. But if I chant his name, he promises he will make it like the water that can fit inside of a calf's hoof print. 6 degrees of separation with whatever we're going through. If we think about it, okay, there's a huge snowstorm, and oh my goodness, all this stuff. How can I bring it closer to my Krishna consciousness? How can I connect it with my mantra meditation? Okay, well, I'll chant and I'll think about the fact that Krishna is like the sun and he can bring the warmth into any situation. So we have to go through winter. We have to go through summer. It gets hot. We have to go through all of these material circumstances. They're never going to stop. But if we find tricks to chant through them all, somehow Krishna finds a way to make us happy no matter what.
That's beautiful. So just, you know, any turmoil we go, we have to try to just focus. Surrendering again, it comes to as well, isn't it? Just that we are not, like you're saying, we're not the controllers. We have to have that type of mindset. And that's where it starts, with the mind. If we say, we just understand that aspect that we are not in control. But sometimes, let's face it, we all have that type of thing. Oh my God, my internet didn't work then. Oh, let me change my headset. You know, we all think we're going to control it, but hey, these things are going to happen. You know. So there's a lovely question by is called 5UM3DH. I think it means Sumud. He says, how can we develop real humility as opposed to faking humility? So especially in Kirtan, this is important about humility, because if we don't have the right humility, then when we're singing, what impact, what effects it's going to have, it even on ourselves. So how can we develop real humility as opposed to faking humility?
My Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Radhanath Swami, makes a really valid point very often when it comes to humility. Being humble is really just being completely honest. We have to be honest, both with ourselves and with Krishna. We all know when we're faking it. I don't think there's been anybody who is like, I had no idea I was faking it. We know. We have a good idea of when we are not being completely authentic and genuine. So the key is to be honest. Be honest. I know I'm not the best. I'm just going to keep trying to power through. I know my internet connection might fail. I'm going to continue to endeavor. So by continuously trying to endeavor, then, like Bhakti Chintan Maharaj said, then it changes from our control and our trying to say, okay, this is about me, so now I have to control everything. No, when we understand the truth about who we are, what kind of voice can we give to the person who has given us our voice?
Yeah.
What can we really offer that this person doesn't have? They have everything. So we can't really give them anything. And when we come to that realization, but still continue to endeavor, because I just want to get to know this person and make them happy somehow, then that is the definition of serving with love and with our hearts. And that is Bhakti Yoga, devotional service, loving service.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. There's so many other questions coming, and I think we might need to do another session at some point if you're okay with that. Because I apologize for everybody that has it, but I really want to. We're talking about Kirtan. We have Acyuta Gopi on, and it'll be nice to have a little kid. It's coming up to, we've got about 10 minutes left, and it'll be lovely to hear a little Kirtan from you. Would that be possible, Acyuta Gopi?
Yeah.
So guys, while Acyuta Gopi Mataji's just, you ready? Are you okay with the, you got it. Oh, wow, you're ready.
It's all set up, it's just right here.
Oh, amazing. So please, I'll just hand over to yourself.
Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha, Govinda Radha, Govinda Radhe. Jaya Radha, Govinda Radha, Govinda Radhe. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Prabhupada. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo. Nitai Gaura Haribo, 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 Gaura Haribo.
Fantastic. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I just want to, guys, I could see so many hearts coming all over the place on Instagram, especially. And I just wanted everybody to know now that I've just put I just put a message on Acyuta Gopi Mataji, and it looks like it's just gone. So I just want everybody, can I just ask about the book? Because
yeah,
it's what is really, we can see at the bottom right now, what was it that that essence for you to write this book? What was it that really delved you? So this book, what we call Prema Mala.
It's here.
What was it? It's there. There it is. I'm going to put the link on right now onto our Instagram, but you can see it on Facebook scrolling at the bottom. So please, can you just tell us a bit about it and how people can connect with that book?
So I've journaled for as long as I can remember. I've always been a writer.
Wow.
I studied creative writing in college.
Ah.
Yeah, so I got my degree in creative writing and editing. So I've always had this feeling of writing letters to Krishna, writing my feelings down for Krishna. And eventually it was that idea of just trying to be as honest as possible and hoping that I wasn't alone in what I was feeling.
Yep.
And somewhere in there, I prayed for the courage to release my thoughts and my prayers and even some of what are journal entries and kind of just like love letters. So this book, for me, I've wanted it to be almost like a workbook.
Okay.
So when people pick it up, there are short poems, there are longer reflections, there are short stories. But I've encouraged everyone, just highlight, write notes in the margins, make it a part of your life. This is not just my story, my heart, whatever. This is for as many people as possible. So I feel like if when you read it, you find something that resonates, make a note.
I love it. So, realization, sharing your realizations and what's happened and it's helping and you're benefiting others. So thank you for that. I put the link on our Instagram as well. So it's HTTP, but you could do www.mybook.to/prema. Get it from there. Check this book out. I'm actually quite inspired to read it myself. So I thank you for that. Especially, you are somebody that is an inspiration to many of us, Acyuta Gopi. And I feel so honored and humbled that I've got a chance to speak to you about this thing that's close to my heart, which is Kirtan, and speaking to you. And I'm praying, hopefully we can do another session. There's so many questions. I'll have to make a journal of those questions and bring them out again. If you're up for that, we can.
I'm so up for it. You let me know. I'll be ready.
We'll do that. And I think in Birmingham as well, we might not be having kirtans, but we have some online programs as well happening. So we have a Kirtan Yoga Birmingham team who would love to have you do some kirtans as well. So I'm sure I'll be in contact. Now we are friends. Yes. We know each other.
Yes.
So we'll be in touch. But guys, everybody online, I'm really happy that you all turned out and came on and listened to this nectar from Acyuta Gopi. What I want everybody to do is, if there's anything, I'm going to put this on IGTV. So it's going to be on IGTV. Check it out. I want you to share, comment. And if there's something that's really hit you about today, the book that she said that she would take to, or if she was stranded on a deserted island, a Bhagavad Gita, it's already wrapped, ready to send. I'll be sending it to you. And later on, from last Thursday, the winner who won one, I'll be posting that to you as well. So that's what I want you all to do. Come onto the page. You can see it on Facebook. It's got at the top Jagannath_Dasa. So come on there, comment, and please join in with the conversations. I think this is what we want to do. The reason we do this is because it's good to talk. It's good to talk about these things and to really, it opens my heart up, and Acyuta Gopi Mataji, today, you opened your heart to all of us. So really appreciate your time.
I am so grateful to you for this. Really, truly. It brightened my week. It is, like you said, it's my life. So thank you so much for creating this platform and making this space where we can come together and talk and just have a heart-to-heart with one another. Thank you so much.
Oh, no, thank you. Well, take care, everybody. And I'll put on IGTV. And Acyuta Gopi Mataji, I'll see you on the other side of this Facebook one.
Yes.
So I'll see you in a sec. Take care, everyone. Bye. So, end TV and Acyuta Gopi Mataji. I'll see you on the other side of this.